Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really close look at a big topic, colorectal cancer prevention.
Yeah, it's something a lot of people worry about, and, well, there's a lot of information out there.
Exactly. And we've got some fascinating research here that honestly goes way beyond just, eat your veggies.
Right, it gives us a map, almost. A map of the dietary dangers, but also, and this is key, the specific ways we can actively protect ourselves, down to the molecular level.
So our mission today is really to synthesize all that. We want to cut through some of the noise.
Exactly. We're looking at how lifestyle, diet, and even specific chemicals in everyday foods interact with our bodies.
The goal is for you, the listener, to really get the why behind it all. Like, how does folate actually help your DNA? Or how can exercise protect your colon cells?
That's the plan. Real, actionable understanding.
Okay, let's dive in. Section 1, decoding those dietary risks. The stuff that's easy, convenient, but maybe pretty dangerous.
Yeah, the convenient danger. The research is pretty clear on some common foods.
Let's start with processed meats. We're talking bacon, sausage, deli meats, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. The link isn't just to colorectal cancer, though that's strong. It's also tied to increased risk for heart disease and type 2 diabetes.
And why is that? Is it just the fat?
Well, it's more complex. It's partly the nitrates, the preservatives,
Right.
plus the high salt, the saturated fat content, and really importantly, harmful compounds that actually form when you cook these meats at high temperatures.
So it's like a chemical combination hit.
Pretty much. A multifold problem, like you said, delivered right to your plate.
Okay. That connects directly to the next big category, doesn't it? Ultra-processed foods, or UPFs.
Oh, absolutely. This is a huge area. We're talking packaged cakes, donuts, muffins, Pop-Tarts.
Lunchables, Hot Pockets, the list goes on.
Right. And these aren't just empty calories. They're consistently linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular issues, and even premature death.
And what makes them ultra-processed? It's more than just being packaged, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's about the ingredients, stuff you wouldn't typically find in a home kitchen.
Right.
Emulsifiers, loads of different preservatives, artificial dyes, flavor enhancers, and things like endocrine disruptors. They're basically engineered for maximum shelf life and palatability.
And low in the good stuff, I assume?
Exactly. Low in fiber, low in essential nutrients, high in salt, sugar, unhealthy fats. It's the whole package, unfortunately.
Okay, while we're on daily habits, alcohol, where does that fit in the risk picture?
It's a direct link. Alcohol consumption damages the actual cells lining the colon and rectum.
Damage leads to risk.
Yes. And the more you drink, generally, the higher the risk becomes. It's quite dose dependent.
What about things people sometimes swap in thinking they're healthier, like fruit juices or those store-bought smoothies?
Yeah, that's a tricky one. The main issue there is the sugar. Even natural sugars, when the fruit is processed like that, get released and concentrated.
Plus often added sugar too, right?
Often, yes. And this sugar bomb contributes to tooth decay, weight gain, T2D risk. And crucially, the processing strips out most of the fiber.
Which we know is important. We'll come back to fiber.
Definitely.
But here's a curveball from the research. Diet soda. Sugar-free, so it should be okay.
Well, not necessarily. It seems it's not the magic bullet people hoped for.
How so?
Even though it's calorie-free, studies suggest potential links to weight gain. Counterintuitive, I know. And also increased risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease.
And gut health, too.
Negative impacts on gut health, yes.
Yeah.
So ditching sugar is good, but replacing it with artificial sweeteners might bring its own set of issues.
Okay, this is leading us nicely into the next area, the hidden chemicals and how we prepare food. This is where some aha moments might happen.
Exactly. We're moving beyond just food types to specific chemical compounds.
Let's start with something super common, microwave popcorn. What's the hidden issue there?
It's the packaging, mainly. Those bags are often treated with PFAS.
PFAS, perambyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances, the forever chemicals.
That's them. They're used to stop grease leaking through the bag. But the problem is, they can leach into the popcorn when you heat it up.
And forever chemicals means they stick around in your body.
They persist, yes. And they're linked to various health concerns over time.
Wow. Okay, what about other convenience items, like canned goods or frozen dinners, beyond the usual suspects like salt and fat?
Two big ones to mention are BPA and MSG.
BPA, that's in plastics and can linings.
Often, yes. It's linked potentially to developmental issues, behavioral problems, maybe increased blood pressure and cardiovascular disease risk.
And MSG, monosodium glutamate.
Yeah, the flavor enhancer. Some research associates it with neurotoxicity, metabolic disorders, and maybe adverse effects on the liver and kidneys.
Yeah.
Again, these are hidden chemical loads.
Okay, let's shift to cooking methods. Frying, high heat, we love crispy things, but there's a downside.
Oh, definitely. Think French fries, potato chips, high fat, high salt, we know that. But the heat creates something else.
Which is?
Acrylamide.
Acrylamide. Okay, what is that?
It's a chemical that forms naturally when you cook starchy foods like potatoes, bread at high temperatures, anything over about 120 Celsius or 248 Fahrenheit.
So baking, frying, roasting.
Exactly. It's part of the Maillard reaction, that browning process that makes food tasty.
But it's risky.
Well, studies in animals have shown high doses of acrylamide can cause cancer. The link in humans is still being studied, but it's a concern.
Right. A direct result of how we cook.
Precisely.
And then there are the additives, preservatives, and dyes, often in things aimed at kids, too.
It's quite alarming when you look closely. Take breakfast cereals. Many contain synthetic antioxidants like BHA and BHT.
What do they do?
They keep the food from spoiling, maintain the color, the smell, the flavor.
Mm.
But BHA, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, classifies it as possibly carcinogenic to humans.
Possibly carcinogenic. Wow.
Yeah. And some cereals also contain residues of things like glyphosate.
And the colors. Those bright blues, reds, yellows in drinks and candies.
Artificial food colors like blue 1, red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6. They've been linked to issues like allergic reactions and potentially hyperactivity or attention problems in some children.
Any cancer link there?
The research on direct carcinogenic effects is still developing for many dyes, but there are question marks. And some drinks, like slushies, can contain glycerol.
Glycerol.
Yeah, and in large amounts, especially for young kids, it can cause something called glycerol intoxication. It's just a lot of synthetic stuff going in that doesn't need to be there.
Okay, that's a pretty sobering look at the risks and the hidden chemicals. Let's pivot. How do we fight back? Section 3, the dietary shield, fiber, and folate.
Right. Building our defenses. The overall strategy is pretty consistent in the research.
Which is?
More physical activity, maintaining a healthy weight, definitely limiting red and processed meats.
That's focusing on.
Fruits, vegetables, whole grains. A whole food approach, basically.
Yeah.
There's also some buzz around calcium and vitamin D being protective, but the research says more study is needed there.
Let's get specific, though. Fiber. We know it helps things move along, but you mentioned it does more.
Oh, much more. Yes, It adds bulk, speeds up transit time, which reduces contact time with any harmful stuff in the colon. That's important.
But the real magic happens. Where?
In the gut, with your microbiota. Healthy gut bacteria ferment fiber. They break it down.
And turn it into
Short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs. The main ones are propionate, acetate, and especially butyrate.
SCFAs. And these are the good guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Butyrate, for example, is the preferred fuel for your colon cells. These SCFAs help regulate gut health and actively inhibit inflammation and the development of lesions. They're like molecular peacekeepers.
So low fiber means you're starving these peacekeepers.
Essentially, yes. A low-fiber, high-fat diet shifts the balance. You get less beneficial fermentation and more potentially harmful byproducts from protein fermentation, like hydrogen sulfide and amines, which can promote inflammation and cancer risk. Fiber fuels the defense.
Okay, that's fiber. Now, the other big dietary protector, folate, vitamin B9. How does it protect our DNA? Is it like a repair crew?
That's a great way to put it. Folate is absolutely critical for DNA synthesis and repair. Your body needs it to build the actual building blocks of DNA, purines, and pyrimidines.
So not enough folate means faulty construction.
Essentially, yes.
More risk of errors, mutations, strand breaks. Folate also plays a huge role in DNA methylation.
Methylation, that's like the switches that turn genes on and off.
Exactly. Proper methylation patterns are crucial for keeping genes regulated correctly and preventing healthy cells from going rogue, becoming cancerous. Folate helps maintain that stability.
Okay, sounds simple. Get enough folate.
Yeah.
But the research had a really important warning here, didn't it?
It did. This is crucial. Folate seems to have a bimodal effect.
Bimodal, meaning?
Yeah. Meaning moderate intake is protective, strongly associated with lower risk. Think leafy greens, citrus fruits, fortified foods. But excessive intake might actually be harmful.
Too much of a good thing, potentially. Especially, the research suggests, if someone already has early precancerous lesions. Too much folate in that situation might, paradoxically, fuel their growth. It's a delicate balance.
That really complicates the just take a supplement idea.
It does. It highlights the importance of getting nutrients from whole foods where possible and being cautious with very high dose supplementation without specific medical reason.
Okay, diet covered. Let's talk lifestyle shields. Section 4. Exercise. We know it's good for us, but how does it specifically protect the colon?
This is fascinating stuff. Regular moderate to vigorous activity is a known risk reducer. We've known that. But how?
Yeah, what's the mechanism?
A key player seems to be a protein released by your muscles during exercise. It's called spark gush.
Spark, like a spark plug.
Maybe. It stands for secreted protein acidic and rich in cysteine. It's a type of protein called a myokine.
Myokine, meaning from muscle.
Exactly. Your muscles release spark into your bloodstream when you exercise regularly.
And the spark travels to the colon and does what?
It appears to actively suppress the development of colon tumors.
How?
Two main ways, according to the research. It promotes apoptosis, that's programmed cell death in existing colon cancer cells. Basically tells them to self-destruct.
Wow.
And it also inhibits their proliferation, meaning it stops them from multiplying. It's like your muscles are sending out a targeted anti-cancer signal.
So my run isn't just for my heart, it's actively defending my colon cells.
That seems to be a key part of it, yes. Plus, exercise obviously helps with weight management, reduces overall inflammation, and boosts the immune system, all contributing factors.
Amazing. Okay, last part of the shield. Clinical stuff. Screening and managing existing conditions.
Right. First, managing inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, like Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, is really important as a preventative measure.
Because of the inflammation link?
Precisely. Chronic inflammation is a major driver of cancer risk, so keeping IBD under control reduces that chronic inflammation.
Makes sense. And then the big one, screening. Colonoscopy.
The gold standard. It lets doctors actually see inside the colon.
And they can remove polyps then and there.
Yes, they can remove polyps, which are often precancerous, before they have a chance to develop into cancer. And they can take biopsies, tissue samples, if anything looks suspicious.
So who needs to be thinking about this, and when?
The general guideline now for people at average risk is to start screening at age 45.
45? That's earlier than it used to be, right?
It is. The guidelines were updated due to rising rates in younger people. Of course, if you have a family history, IBD, or other specific risk factors, your doctor will likely recommend starting even earlier.
Okay, so quite a journey we've taken here.
Definitely, from, PFAS and popcorn bags and BHA and cereals.
All the way to SCFAs, made by our gut bacteria from fiber, and spark being released by our muscles during exercise.
It really shows how prevention isn't just about avoiding bad things. It's also about actively promoting these incredible internal defense mechanisms we have.
Folate, SCFAs, spark, they're all part of our natural shield.
Exactly. Health is an active process. Making choices like eating whole foods and being physically active creates an environment where those defenses can actually work properly.
It's a powerful way to think about it. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with that complex question we touched on, especially around nutrients like folate.
Right. We learned its effect can be bimodal, moderate amounts protect, but too much might be harmful, particularly if trouble's already brewing.
So here's the thought. In a world where ultra-processed foods are packed with additives and preservatives, but also often heavily fortified with specific nutrients, how do we best measure and balance our intake? How do we ensure we get the protective effect of something like folate, ideally from whole foods, without accidentally tipping over into that potentially risky excessive range from fortified sources?
It's a real challenge in the modern food environment, something definitely worth thinking about.
Absolutely. Food for thought. Until next time on The Deep Dive.